Hey, Futurist, Jim Carroll, going live. Listen, I'm down in the home broadcast studio and I'm filming a piece for my website. And I've done it a couple of times and I'm finding that I'm struggling. So I figure sometimes if I just go live, it's like I'm walking out on stage. So I'm going to film this going live and dump it out to Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and somewhere else. So this is live taping and hope it goes okay. Hi, I'm Futurist Jim Carroll, and for over 25 years, I've spent my time on stage worldwide assisting organizations with a vision to the future, the trends that matter, and the disruptive and innovative ideas that they can pursue to align themselves to what comes next. And there's no doubt that the events of the last several months with the global pandemic and the subsequent economic downturn have caused a lot of organizations to reassess and wonder about their future as to what's really going to happen. And they're looking for insight on what they need to do. And I actually found myself in this circumstance with many previous economic downturns. I think this is actually my sixth economic downturn. I found myself on stage early in 2009 for a massive global food company with about 5,000 people in the room talking about strategies for innovation in a recession. And I was providing at the time to that organization and many other organizations the strategies and leadership skills that would guide us into dealing with a period of economic challenge. And since the global pandemic and global economy challenges have occurred, I've been putting in place this very sophisticated home broadcast studio that you are watching now to share my insight and guidance with organizations worldwide. And I've learned a lot about what it is that leaders do to align themselves to the future despite recessionary times. Here's what we know. First, organizations and the people within them tend to go through what I call the 7 stages of economic grief. We go through the process of shock, anger, denial. Eventually, we get to acceptance. But the critical factor that we've learned is that those who move to the acceptance stage faster are those who eventually win. Organizations also begin to suffer from what I call aggressive indecision. We don't know when the economy is going to return. We don't know when growth opportunities are going to happen again. We don't know when disruptive ideas are going to bear any real potential. And I found myself on stage in 2004 talking about the cultural attitude that I saw with organizations. Organizations were becoming indecisive. Not only that, they were becoming aggressively indecisive. They were suffering from aggressive indecision. And I'm witnessing this trend occur all over again. And it is heightened by the excessive media noise that is surrounding the global economic downturn, and it's made even worse by the impact of social media. We are now in a news bubble and an information bubble in which information happens faster than ever before. It is becoming so difficult to concentrate on the issues that matter, the trends that matter, where we're going to be in the future. And so what is happening, sadly, is a lot of organizations have taken the future, have taken opportunity, have taken innovation and disruptive ideas off the table. And that's the wrong thing to do. Because what we know from previous periods of an economic downturn is that only a certain number of organizations truly take advantage of the extraordinary times in which they find themselves and become breakthrough performers. Here's what we know. A head of innovation at General Electric looked at 5 previous periods of economic downturns. And he discovered that 60% of organizations, they just sort of muddled their way through. They didn't do anything big and bold. They just sort of, didn't take advantage of the opportunity and didn't find themselves any better on the other side when we eventually came out into a period of economic recovery. 30% of the organizations didn't make it. They disappeared. They went bankrupt. They were bought out by other organizations. But the key thing is 10% of the organizations became breakthrough performers because they specifically decided they were going to think big and bold. They were going to disrupt markets. They were going to take advantage of the fact that the world was in disarray to pursue massive trends to do big things. They were going to pursue the disruptive ideas. In other words, they were going to turn on their innovation rocket engines to disrupt the world before the world would disrupt them. And that is the choice that is in front of you right now. What are you going to do to become a part of that 10%? What are you going to do to ensure that you are pursuing the ideas that are a part of your future? What are you going to do to make sure you're of the right mindset to align to this future? I would get on stage in the olden days several months ago and I would talk about the fact that there were three types of people. There were those who watched the future happen. There were those who made the future happen. And then there were those who sit back after the future happened and goes, whoa, where did that come from? You want to be the second type of person. Right now is the time that you need to re-examine the trends which are going to shape your world. And think about how you can innovate in the context of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, because that is your pathway forward. And that is the speaking topic that I am now putting in perspective for organizations worldwide. We live in the era of acceleration. If you thought that we lived in a period of time in which change was happening fast in the past, you are now witnessing an era in which change is happening even faster. And if you don't have the leadership capability, if you don't have the agility, if you don't have the culture, if you don't have the structure that goes with innovating in a recessionary period of time, you're going to miss out on the opportunities that matter. You're going to miss out on the trends which are defining a new and different future, and you will not become a part of that 10%. You will miss out. And that's why I've been working so hard in this home broadcast studio to put in place the initiatives, the stories, the innovation ideas, the disruptive opportunities which will help you to realign your future to a world in which the future belongs to those who are fast. If you are now beginning to consider what you need to do to align to the era of acceleration, and you are looking for insight which will help your team understand how do we innovate in a period of economic uncertainty, I would invite you to visit me here in my home broadcast studio. I will take you on a tour of what is possible, what we can accomplish in terms of a fully interactive presentation with special effects, with video, with Q&A, with text message polling with your audience, with a leadership session that is so much more than a talking head on Zoom. Give me a call, 214-473-4850. Visit my website at jimcarroll.com. Follow me on social media. Come in and visit me in the home broadcast studio. I'm pretty sure it will change your world. And thanks for watching live. That was actually a better cut than all the previous ones that I was doing when I wasn't live in front of a camera. So sometimes you just need to hit that go live button. Go with it. I now have a video clip that I will work. I will edit. I'll put a little bit of music on it and turn it into something. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.